Come on. Come on, come on. All right. This is me traveling again, going home. You know, I got in a discussion with this lady. She thinks she's God's gift to law, I guess you want to say. I told her about the traveling thing, and you know, this and that, and she says, well, I don't understand why veterans always think that, you know, you're always talking about this, and why? Well, you know, you stay in the Army for 20 years, and it kind of puts you in that direction, you know, because, you know, you spend your time in there, and you do this, and you do that, and you're like, okay, well, I don't have any rights now, but when I get out, I will have rights, you know, and I'm going to make sure that, you know, I'm able to say what I want, when I want, and how I want, and nobody can tell me different, right? You know, because in the Army, you kind of owned, right? You kind of owned, and they make it known that you don't have any rights when you're in the Army, because it's just that way. And I had to explain that to her, you know, because you know, she's like, well, yeah, you're right, you are owned. You're owned by the government, and you know, that's the thing, right? You know, you sign the contract saying that you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this, and no questions asked, blah blah blah, this and that. You know, I kind of found out a little bit after, you know, difference between lawful and legal and lawful order, you know, because they say, yeah, this is a lawful order and this and that, you know, because I said so, you have to do this. Well, if it's a legal order and lawful order, you see, it has to be both legal and lawful. You know, you can kind of question it, right? And you'd be like, no, man, I just don't want to do this. If you're lazy, then that's what you would say. But if you really thought about it, you know, the order that the superior officer or NCO or whatever, you know, the warrant officer gives you, and it's not lawful and legal, you don't really have to follow that order necessarily, right? But you know, they everything is lawful. Everything lawful order. It's a lawful order. You better do this, or I'm gonna give you UCMJ, and you're gonna be on extra duty, and they're gonna take your money, and or put you on the quarters, and you know, you're on lockdown. You're locked down tight. You ain't going nowhere. No friends, no family, no nothing. Right? So when you get out, you know, you really process this in your brain while you're in there doing it, right? So yeah, man, I can't wait to get out. You know, I'm gonna have my rights. I'm gonna be able to speak. I'm gonna be able to, you know, speak my mind. Gonna be able to do this. Gonna be all right. All right. When you get out, you'd be like looking around like, oh my God, what just happened? You know, and you're like, oh, you know, because, you know, if you get out of line, you know, in like this right now, what I'm doing, I'm conveying myself down the road, right? I'm just transporting myself with my mode of transportation from A to B, right? Not in commerce. I'm just doing it, right? And that's a right. That's a right that you're able to do, you know. But you know, if they step out of line, if you step out of the box that they put you in, you know, 55, 60 miles an hour, you know, lights working, you have a license, you know, that box, that thing that you have to pay for, a right that's not for sale, right? So, you know, you really think about it, it's like, man, well, how am I going to, if it's a right, Fourth Amendment right, by, you know, presidents, they got like, I don't know how many presidents they got, but you know, you can look them all up. Miranda versus Arizona is the first one, but you know, they got so many rules and restrictions on us. If we step outside of that box, then they can nab us up, right? Not necessarily, but they can. And they do, and they will. They'll lock you up in jail for God knows how long, just because they can, right? And I kind of told her that, not that way, but I told her that. She was like, And, you know, it just went from there. And I asked her if she knew about the COL form and how it works and what, you know, is how it works for us, you know, what it does. It warns that person, right? It warns that other person that, hey, you know, sorry, buddy. It's my constitutional right to be traveling down the road. Household goods, motor transportation. It doesn't belong to you. I'm not registered. I don't have that adhesion to that. And you can't make me tell it myself. You can't make me sign that piece of paper. You can't make me do that. That's my Fifth Amendment right. Right? Come on. And, you know, she was like, wow. I said, hey, point made. Is the point taken? She said, point taken. She bowed down. That's okay. As long as I told somebody something that day, I guess I did a good thing, right? And they understood it. And it works for me. Anyway, I was going to talk about something else today, but you know, that's kind of stuck in my mind as I was turning on the recorder. I was like, okay, that's what I'll talk about. Because, you know, it just irritates me that people don't understand, don't do it, and they're like, oh my God. When it actually, you know, the light clicks, it's like, wow. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Hope you enjoyed the video. You learned something. Talk to you tomorrow.